Greetings everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the community show that even continues through a global pandemic. Luckily, the entire show is recorded from within my cozy little room here, so I don't have to go outside for a single bit. Oh, before we get started, by the way, I got something really exciting for you guys. It's a giveaway. BenQ has kindly sent us one of their screen bars for me to test out and for us to share one with you guys. So be on the lookout for that at the end of the video. Now, without further ado, let's get this episode started.
LambdaGeneration.
Half-Life Alyx is set to be released this Monday, which means that Valve is busy making sure everybody knows about their new game. At least, to some extent. We did get a whole bunch of IGN videos though, which is at least something. Seriously, Valve should be marketing this better in my opinion. Anyway, we got a surprising interview with Gabe Newell, something we haven't gotten for the release of Half-Life Alyx just yet. In this interview, Gabe and Robin Walker talk about Valve's past, future, and how the new Half-Life title will affect the studio going forward, together with IGN reporter Ryan McCaffrey. There's even some talk about brain AI interfacing in there. Totally not creepy at all. Stay out of my brain, Gaben! In the other video IGN released, Carrie Davis, Tristan Reedford, and Jane NG talk about the design and gameplay around Half-Life Alyx's gravity gloves and how they were essentially prototypes for the gravity gun you're obtaining in Half-Life 2. To be perfectly honest, I think it would make a lot more sense the other way around. You know, because it's a lot easier to have a pair of gloves that do the gravity magic than a heavy gun-like device, but hey, what do I know? They also mentioned that the gloves were inspired by The Legend of Zelda, which is pretty crazy considering that the games aren't even in the same genre. Still pretty cool though. In the last video we're discussing here, Adrian Finol, Robin Walker, and David Speyer commentate on a speedrun done by speedrunner Wayzone through Half-Life 2. A game the three Valve developers were gameplay programmers on at the time. Watch them laugh and cry a bit as well as Wayzone absolutely rips the game a new one. I watched it all the way through and it's hilarious. Links to all these videos can be found in the description below. Of course, I recommend you to go and check them out. It's been a while since we last featured The Core, a gold source mod created by Scotch and Coffee. And that's mainly because they were no doubt very busy with the development of their project. And looking at the screenshots they recently shared on Twitter, it's starting to look very decent. The screenshots featured portray some form of a warehouse location with attached offices for directors and management. It's almost hard to believe this is still made in the gold source engine, but it is. There is just a lot of geometric detail, something you usually don't see that often in gold source mods. If you want to go and see these screenshots for yourself, and if you want to follow the progress of the core on Twitter, I left a link for that in the description below. Project BOREALIS, the game that recreates Epistle 3 in the Unreal Engine, is back in the news. And this time, they made a whole video about their wind and air drag systems that they made specifically for the game. Trust me, it's more exciting than it sounds. So, in order to make the Arctic environments feel a lot better atmosphere-wise, and to make the physics behave a lot better to their liking, the Project BOREALIS team decided to not settle with Unreal Engine's own vanilla physics solution for this, but they decided to make their own wind and air drag system to take physics to a whole new level. A lot of math is involved here too, and a very detailed explanation can be found in the blog post that accompanies this video's release. It's an entire PDF file full of math and physics talk, and I can't understand a single thing in here. Well, I can sorta understand some of it, but absolutely not all of it. If you are interested in this paper, and if you do actually understand all of that stuff, then you can find a link to it, as well as the video, in the description below. Project BOREALIS is set to release when it's done. Thunderous Leaves. The mod that lets you play as a rebel armed with modified combine technology has gotten a brand new media update recently that documents everything that has happened since the last time we've heard from them. Let's take a look, shall we? We start this update off with some new environment screenshots of areas where a vehicle would be a necessary form of transportation. They look very American and rich with detail. I'm actually impressed with how these environments look. It's so colorful. It kind of reminds me of Fallout 4 a bit, but with more vegetation. There's also a video attached to this that lets us listen to some of the map's ambience. Moving on, we got some new HUD elements to look at. These new elements show you the availability of capsules that you have. This HUD element belongs to a transmitter that you'll receive in the second part of the game. Another new panel shows you how much armor overload you still have left, and the last new panel shown here shows you the current cassette tape you're listening to and who recorded it. These cassettes will be a big feature in the game to get narrative across to the player. Last but not least, there are a few new models for the Combine soldiers. We got a new regular soldier model and a new weighted or armored version of this very soldier. These will probably be a little harder to kill during combat. And we also have a new variation of the AR-2 to look at. The AR-2R is supposed to be a Rebellion modified AR-2. You can tell by the seemingly SMG ripped top piece that has been added to it. It's cool stuff. If you want to see this media update for yourself, there is of course a link down in the description that'll get you to the page. Thunder's Leaves is currently set to be released this year on Steam. Be on the lookout, people, because a new trailer for Logistique has just been released. In Logistique, you play as a City 17 citizen called Adam. You and your wife Anna live a pretty regular life until the Combine captures Anna in a Combine apartment raid. Now, your goal is to go out there and save Anna. The new trailer shows various locations that you'll be visiting and several weapons that Adam will be wielding during his adventure to save his significant other. Some puzzles are also shown, and we're greeted to Adam's voice, which would probably mean that he is speaking throughout the game. Other than that, the game offers 2 to 3 hours of original content to spread out over 4 chapters, 3 new weapons, an original soundtrack, and custom sound work. And it looks quite great, doesn't it? If you want to see this new trailer for yourself, I left it linked in the description below. Logistique will launch on ModDB and Steam on March 20th. That's tomorrow. Something new to play while quarantining yourself. It's almost time. Jurassic Life, the Jurassic Park-inspired Source Engine mod, has just gotten a brand new trailer to look at. And oh boy, does it make me excited for what's to come from this mod. The dinosaurs look amazing. We get to see some of the weapons and environments that we'll be able to visit and use in this trailer, as well as the atmosphere of what playing the game is gonna feel like. At least, I hope. Alongside the trailer, we also got a few screenshots over on their ModDB page. These screenshots show what the HUD's gonna somewhat look like. Some first aid equipment is also shown, and some cool environmental shots are also shown here. I'm really impressed with how the vegetation looks. You don't see this being done in the Source Engine often. Now, if you want to see the screenshots and the trailer for yourself, there are links in the description below. Jurassic Life is set to release somewhere this year. Okay. Look at the following clip. Make sure you fully take it in. Ready? Here we go. Okay, I just realized that my plan of asking you guys what you thought of it isn't gonna work because this is a pre-recorded video, and I probably won't be able to hear you, but man, doesn't that Half-Life cinematic look beautiful? Well, what if I tell you it was made using Source 2 Filmmaker with the Half-Life Alyx assets? Well, that's exactly what I'm telling you now because that's what it really is. Apparently, Modest Cube, the person who made this 14-second clip, has figured out a way to make this all work. And they posted a guide on how to set this all up for yourself in the description of the video. How kind. Seriously, I need to teach myself Source Filmmaker. Yeah, I still haven't touched it. I probably really should. Anyway, a link to this clip is in the description below. The guide can be found there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another episode of Freeman's Mind. In episode 13, Freeman continues his journey through the City 17 river while being bombarded by a helicopter which he does not seem to enjoy very much. The show's creator, Ross Scott, has also stated on Twitter that episode 14 of Freeman's Mind will be put on hold for the time being due to, well, some sickness concerns. Can't say the name here for stupid YouTube reasons. So let's hope the world will turn back to normal soon so we can enjoy more of Freeman's adventures. A link to the new Freeman's Mind can be found in the description. Woo! We have reached the end of the video. And for the first time in All Things Lambda history, we got something to give away. BenQ recently sent us one of their ScreenBars. It's essentially a desk lamp that attaches to your monitor and it helps you with eye fatigue, while also making your desk a whole lot more visible in the process. I find that the ScreenBar especially comes in handy during late night video editing sessions because it helps against eye strain, or when I'm eating food at my desk because now I actually know what I'm gosh darn putting in my mouth. Now, in order to receive a BenQ Screenlight, all you have to do is be subscribed to the LambdaGeneration channel and you need to leave a comment underneath this very video. That's it. That's all you have to do. You need to be publicly subscribed to the channel, and please keep in mind that we can only ship to the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the European Union. I will let you all know who the winner is in the next episode of All Things Lambda, which is next week, if you didn't know that for some reason. I want to give a massive thank you to BenQ for doing this giveaway with us, and we hope to be doing more of these giveaways in the future. Do you know what we're also doing more of in the future? Well, we're already doing a lot, but our social media pages, yay! All links are down below in the description, as well as our Discord server, which I highly recommend you go and join. No Half-Life Alyx spoilers or I'll eat your shoe. Both of them. All my links are down below as well. Those consist of my YouTube channel and my Twitter page. I highly recommend you go and give those a follow as well. And with that, I'm going to end episode 85 of All Things Lambda. We'll be back next week, though, with some more community news. And hey, Half-Life Alyx is going to be released on Monday, so it's going to be a pretty interesting week. In the meantime, though, don't forget to subscribe and to ring that bell icon to never miss another episode of All Things Lambda. Salutations, and please take care. Especially in these times. It's important that you take care, okay? And wash your hands. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.